I tested Dehancer, and here's what I found out. Honestly, I've been having trouble color grading. Over the past few months, I've been color grading my clips using this random film LUT I found on the internet, but it never gave me good results. But with Dehancer, it makes my life so much easier. Just a heads up, I'm not paid by Dehancer to review their plugin. They did give me a 1-month subscription so I could test it out and provide my honest thoughts. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and how you can use Dehancer to transform your footage into filmic masterpieces. Let's get into it. So here I have my Premiere Pro open. This is the video editing software I'm going to be using to use Dehancer. So I've already put my 2 clips that will be used for the Dehancer tutorial for you guys. So first of all, you have to create an adjustment layer and put it over your clips. Then you go to Effects, search for Dehancer, and drag it to your adjustment layer. So at first, your image will look kind of weird and bluish, but don't worry because we have a lot of changes to adjust to make our image the best. So first, we have to choose camera. I'm using the Sony ZV-E10, but since they don't have an option for that here, I'm going to be using the A6400 as they have the same sensor. Here, just mess around with the settings to what you like. Then I open film developer, film compression, expand, and print. First, I go to film. Here you can choose a lot of film profiles. There are over 60 film profiles you can choose from here. My go-to favorites are both the Kodak Portra 400 or the 800. I also like the Kodak Vision 3500D as well as the Kodak Vision 350D. Then I'll go to print. I usually use the Kodak 2383 print film as I like how it looks. You can also use the Fujifilm if you wanted to, but for here, I'll be using the Kodak 2383 print film. Then I go to the film developer. I enable these, then adjust the settings based on my preference on the clip. Just usually just make some small differences, and here the color boost just increases the vibrance or saturation of the image. I usually just raise it by a bit. Then film compression. This impacts the highlights of the image. If you want the image to have a more softer, flatter look, you have to increase the film compression. I personally like softer highlights, so I increase the amount of impact for the film compression. You can also change the tonal range where the compression affects the image and also the color density. Next is expand. I personally do not mess around this much as it also adjusts the contrast, which I've already did, and I think this image is already fine. Next would be color head. Make sure to enable it, and here you can just mess around to find the color you want your image to look like. Again, I just check the image and mess around with sliders to see if I like the adjustments I'm making, and I think that's okay. So next will be the film grain, halation, and bloom. First, we have the film grain. I usually just use the 35mm ISO 250, but if you want more film grain, you can use the 8mm ISO 500. This gives the most film grain, as you can see on the image, but I again just usually stick to the standard 35mm ISO 250. This is a stylistic choice, so it's up to you if you want film grain or if you just want to disable it. But personally, I want to keep it. So next we have halation. So this gives you that red glow to the edges. I personally like halation as it gives that character to your image. If you want a lot of halation, you can put it to the 8mm, but I just tend to keep it at 35 to make it subtle. And then last would be the bloom. So this just gives that pop of glow to your image. This basically softens your highlights. So I really like this to give that cinematic look to your image. I just again keep it to 35, but you can mess around with it and see what you like. Next would be film damage, film breath, gate weave, overscan, and vignette. So these are the last few settings I'll be showing you guys. So for film damage, if you put it to 8mm, you can clearly see that there's this black scratches on the image. I do not really like that, so I keep it at 35 or totally disable it. So for this, we'll be disabling the film damage, but it's up to your preference if you like it or not. Then we have film breath. So basically, you can see that your image like shifts from purplish to greenish tones, and it gives that effect of film. If you want this, you can keep it, but again, I'm going to be putting it at 35mm for that subtle film breath effect. Then next would be gate weave. So this best works on a static shot. It basically gives you that micro jitter effect, and if you want that, go ahead. Again, this is much more obvious on static shots, but I'll keep it at 35 for now. And then next would be overscan. So this gives you like that border effect, that film border effect to your clip. We usually find this on YouTube and get it, but we have it here now on Dehancer, and it's fully customizable. We have a lot of options from Super 8mm, Standard 16, Super 16, Ultra 16, and what I'm going to be using is just a Super 35. We also have the widescreen and Ultra Panavision, and we're going to be using the Super 35. You can also change the gate shape from neat normal, which has that kind of on the edges of the gate there's some kind of imperfection, which I like. There's also neat sharp if you want the sharp edges. There's neat rounded if you want those rounded edges, and if you want to totally have it off, you can if you want to do so. Again, I'm going to be keeping it at neat normal. Next is perforation mode. If you want to have these white, if you want, it's up to you, but I'm gonna just keep it at off. Next would be vignette. So this basically darkens your edges. If you want, you can adjust the settings to fit what you like, but I just usually keep this disabled. We also have a monitor setting where you can use false color to see if you have the proper exposure, and basically that's it. After using Dehancer for about a month, I can confidently say that it helped me in my creative journey. It provides me with film effects that totally transforms my footage, and I believe Dehancer is one of the best color grading tools out there for filmmakers like me. Also, if you're editing on the go, Dehancer recently launched a brand new iOS app, bringing their signature film look straight to your iPhone or iPad. It's perfect for mobile shooters who want that authentic filmic vibe. The app includes key features like real film stock emulations, natural grain, halation, bloom, and color grading tools, all optimized for mobile. Plus, the interface is super intuitive, letting you dial in your film look with just a few taps. If you want to try Dehancer, they offer a free trial definitely worth exploring. And if you decide to grab the full version for desktop, you can use my 10% discount code FilmsByGN on checkout. Just a heads up, the discount code only applies to the desktop plugin, not the iOS subscription. If you like this review on the Dehancer plugin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment on below if you have any questions about the plugin. Thank you for watching.